Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. We're live after the Miami Heat just defeated the Charlotte Hornets 144 to 117. The Miami Heat are now 3-1. They've won 3 games in a row after losing the season opener on the road to the Orlando Magic. So the Miami Heat have been playing some really fun basketball, and we're going to break down everything today on this live episode. And this was a huge win for the Miami Heat. Yes, it was against the Charlotte Hornets, who are not a great team, but the Miami Heat absolutely torched the Charlotte Hornets 144 to 117. And this was one of the best offensive performances we've seen in this early season. This is the second time in 4 games that the Miami Heat have scored 140 points or more. We did this against the Memphis Grizzlies. We scored 146 points against the Grizzlies in that 32-point blowout. And we were able to do it again. And the crazy thing is that the Miami Heat scored over 140 points in one game last year. So let that sink in. The Miami Heat scored 144 points tonight, 146 against the Memphis Grizzlies. We are an elite offense. Small sample size, yes. It's only been 4 games. But with this Miami Heat team, especially tonight, the ball movement was elite. Everyone was involved. Miami Heat, they shot over 54% from the field. And this wasn't just a few hot hands. This was team basketball. You could feel the chemistry tonight, the pace, the spacing, the confidence. This is the version of the Miami Heat that could hang with anybody in the Eastern Conference this season. This showed what Miami's offense can do when everything clicks. Yes, we don't have a superstar, but we have a team that is unselfish, that shares the ball. We have capable scorers. We have veteran players, former NBA champions, former All-Stars. And the best part about tonight's victory, they did this without Norman Powell, and they did this obviously without Tyler Hero, who hasn't played yet this season. But either way, balanced scoring is a huge blueprint for the Miami Heat this season, and this is something that the Miami Heat hopefully can continue to do. Have that mentality where it's just everybody's going to touch the ball, everybody's going to get an opportunity. We're going to ride with the hot hand, and Eric Spoelstra's rotations have looked sharper now that the bench is producing. The Miami Heat's bench outproduced the Charlotte Hornets tonight by a large margin. They've been doing that so far in all of these 4 games this season. Miami's bench had a 58 to 33 advantage in bench points tonight. The Heat probably now have the highest scoring bench in the entire NBA. I saw something at halftime where the Miami Heat were the second leading bench in terms of points per game, which was like 50 something, 52, 53 per game, only behind the Memphis Grizzlies. And that probably changed tonight after the Miami Heat scored 58 points off of the bench, and they were led by Jaime Jaquez Jr., who is definitely our player of the game, which we'll get into later. But the Miami Heat, this game was close in the first quarter, and it was a back-and-forth battle. LaMelo Ball in the first quarter had 4 3-pointers. I think he was 4 for 4 in that first quarter, had 14 points, was playing really well. And it was a back-and-forth game, but still, the Miami Heat scored a ton of points in that first quarter. Their defense had trouble shutting down LaMelo, mainly in that first quarter. But they still outscored the Hornets 34 to 37 in that first quarter. Second quarter is when the Miami Heat started hitting some 3-pointers, and that's where Jaime Jaquez just absolutely dominated. He had 10 points in the first quarter, had 10 points in the second quarter, I believe, or maybe 12. Did he have 20? Yeah, I think he had 20 at halftime. So he had 10 in the first, 10 in the second quarter, and the Miami Heat outscored the Charlotte Hornets 39 to 26. Miami closed the first half on a 11-0 run over the final 3 minutes and 13 seconds to take a 76 to 60 lead into halftime. So huge first half for the Miami Heat. Jaime Jaquez looked amazing from the get-go. He hit 2 3-pointers, finally hit a three-pointer. First 3 games, didn't hit a three-pointer, didn't take many, was shooting 0% on the year. Small sample size, obviously, but in that first quarter, he was perfect. Like he was 2 for 2 from three, had a nice um, bucket in the paint, got some free throws in the first quarter. Second quarter, only shot he missed was a three-pointer, basically, but he had a huge dunk to close out halftime and had 20 points in the first half. I took a picture of it. So yeah, he was 5 for 6 from the field at half, 2 for 3 from three, 8 for 8 from the free throw line in the first half. That was also huge because Jaime Jaquez was shooting 61% from the free throw line in the first 3 games of the season, and 8 for 8 at halftime. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and we had a bunch of double figure scores in that first quarter or first half alone. We had 8 overall, I believe, for the entire game. But in the first half, Bam Adebayo, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 4 for 7 from the field. Bam was 2 for 2 from three, so that was clutch for him. Wiggins, solid first half, also 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 4 for 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from free, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Pelle Larsson got the start. So Norman Powell was a late scratch, didn't play today, as I mentioned earlier. We thought that could have been an issue, but they're playing against the Hornets. So wasn't that big of a deal, especially after the way this Miami Heat's team played together. Norman Powell Pelle Larsson came in for Norman Powell after not really being in the rotation the first 3 games of the season. First 3 games of the season, Pelle Larsson played 16 minutes total. Tonight, played a lot more. In the first half, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from three, 2 for 2 from the line. Huge game for Pelle. Simone Fontecchio has been a breath of fresh air. People were worried that once we traded Duncan Robinson and that Tyler Hero was out, where is that three-point shooting going to come from? The Miami Heat have been amazing from the three-point line so far this season, and that is thanks to Simone Fontecchio off of the bench in the first quarter or first half. In 9 minutes, he had 10 points, 1 assist, 3 for 4 from three, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. He was incredible. This Miami Heat team, this offense, I just don't understand where this is coming from. Coach Spo, was playing or coaching a great game tonight. His philosophy has completely changed, where the Miami Heat are basically not running any pick and rolls at all at this point, which is crazy to think. Like, they are not running pick and roll, and that was their bread and butter typically. They're running the DHO a ton the last 5 seasons with Bam Adebayo, and right now it's just a completely different type of offense right now, where we are literally averaging like 7 seconds or less, it seems like, in terms of just like our offense. Like, we're just like running down the court, and whoever's open is just taking that shot immediately. It's just crazy to see that this Miami Heat team is now leading the NBA in pace. They are one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the NBA. They are now ranked number 1 in points per game, which is insane. The Miami Heat, the last season, were ranked 25th in points per game. That has been their Achilles heel, scoring. Last year, they averaged 109 points per game. Right now, the Miami Heat, let's see, what are they averaging across 4 games? I just want to double check. 131.5 points per game, which is just unreal. A season ago, or 2 seasons ago, the Miami Heat were 30th in scoring. The season before that, 27th. They have been a bottom feeder offensive team for the longest time. Offensive rating, bottom 10. Last season, they were like 21, I believe. Right now, the Miami Heat are number 10 in offensive rating, top 10 in offensive rating. This is the first time, I think, since the year we got Kyle Lowry and Victor Oladipo when the Miami Heat were the number 1 seed in the East. But right now, offensive rating number 10 at 115.8. Defensive rating number 4. That is the Miami Heat's calling card. That is their bread and butter. They are playing amazing on both sides of the ball right now, which is just amazing. You can't complain. This team is playing with energy. They're playing with passion. They're playing with poise, and they look really amazing right now. I'm proud of this team. It's, again, only been 4 games, but after losing the first game of the season, the Miami Heat were on a huge losing streak. If you go back to the preseason and the playoffs last year, but now we are on a 3-game winning streak. And as J-Ro Gonzalez is saying, you can tell by the energy, this is a different team. This is a different team. This is a different philosophy. Spo had a bad season last year. Spo's had a couple bad seasons. Spo has not been very good offensively. He's a defensive-minded coach, and schematically, he's a better defensive coach. But offensively, Spo is buying into this new pace and space transition style of basketball, and we have to give credit to Eric Spoelstra for allowing his team, this young team, to play this style of basketball, which has been working thus far. So, huge game. I'm excited for this Miami Heat team moving forward. We have a big game against the San Antonio Spurs, who are undefeated. That is going to be the true, I think, litmus test to see how real this Miami Heat's offense is and how real this team is. But in general, this team is freaking crushing it. And my boy Trent is here. What's up, Trent? How you doing?
Mayor, man, listen, bro. We might be the best team in the league. We might just be the best team in the league. And, that there's some jokes to that, but there might be some truth to that. You know why? Bro, when I heard Norman was out today, I was like, all right, let's see what this team's about, right? They scored 144 points without Norman and Tyler. Those are your 2 best scorers. It just shows you how deep this team is. That is scary. Like, Jaime, we brought up Jaime the last 3 days in each of these lives. And Jaime's taken that step that everybody thought Jovic was.
Yeah.
No offense to Jovic, but Jaime's taking that step. He is leading that bench unit. We scored, 50-plus bench points today, and we have one of the best benches in the league. We do. Our starting lineup is pretty good. And the thing is, right, I want to have this conversation. I want to go deep in a video. But Spo's going to have a problem. You know why? Because Tyler's going to be put in the lineup, but I don't think nobody should be replaced out that lineup, and I'm going to explain why. Davion's playmaking ability is so key to this team. Even though his production offensively, it's been meh, right? But defensively, he's so great. The playmaking ability is getting people open and setting up open shots, and he just brings that to this team. So how can you take that out, right? You're not putting Wiggins to the bench. Wiggins to the bench doesn't make much sense. You need his size. You need his length. So you don't put him to the bench. Norman is the big question, but Norman to start this season has been so amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you bench that, right? Now, the only way, if Norman continues to stay out due to injuries, right, which I don't think it is, and then Tyler comes back before him, and then you have to force to put Tyler in, and then Norman just warms back up. But how do you take somebody out this lineup right now?
The NBA it's more fluid than football. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to relate it to my Niners who've had a couple bad weeks recently, but I mean, our entire team is depleted. But it was the whole Mac Jones versus Purdy kind of thing. Like, if he won that game against the Texans and went 5-1 as a starter, it's like, how do you take him out? Kind of like to your mentality. Like, how do you take out Davion and Norm as the backcourt and put in Tyler? I think no matter what, at this point, we're going to put Tyler in. So I think Davion is going to come off the bench, which is unfortunate because it could disrupt some chemistry off the bench. Because, I love seeing the combination of Jaime, Nico, and Fontecchio, those 3 dudes off of the bench. Yes, Nico, again, didn't have the greatest game, but he was efficient tonight. He didn't turn the ball over at all. He got some points in the 4th quarter when it was already kind of a blowout. But still, that combination is great. But even Davion playing with those guys, he's not going to disrupt them. he doesn't need the ball in his hands. Like, he's, to your point, offensively not the greatest, but if he can get us 10, 11 points per game and continue to give us 8, 9 assists per game, that's huge. That is a dilemma we can deal with in the future right now, but we have a good problem, which is depth. And to your point, we have the best bench right now, I think, now in the NBA. I think I saw something at halftime. It said that we were number 2 to the Memphis Grizzlies, averaging 53 per game. I think after tonight, we scored 58. We probably leapfrogged them. But Pelle Larsson, let's talk about him real quick. He started and basically has not been in the rotation. We talked about that. You said this. Kudos. I'm going to shout out to Trent. Trent said, this fucking dude is too good to not be playing. You said that when? 2 days ago on this live? You said that to me literally. He played 16 minutes in 3 games, right? And it just looked like he wasn't contributing because he wasn't getting the opportunity, right? Because of his role. Tonight, his role was more important. He started, he got the minutes, he got the opportunity. He killed it tonight. 31 minutes, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 for 10, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 1 steal, no turnovers, dude. Like, what are your thoughts on him? What do you think? Like, what happens again when other players get healthy? When Norm and Tyler get back, does he not play again? Like, it's crazy.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that because I just finished making my video and I said that. I said, man, listen, Coach Spo's in a tough spot, but it's a good thing. And this is a good thing, right? Before it's like a tough spot, but it's a bad thing. It's like, who do you play? But they both suck. They both bad, right? This part is like, Pelle Larsson should be in the rotation, but he's not. And Norman will be back, meaning Pelle's going to go back to the bench and not playing. But it gives me a positive. It gives me a lot of like positivity because save injuries. Injuries occur during the season. We got 78 games left. This team deals with injuries pretty much. I mean, we're already dealing with injuries, right? Players just step up and can fit this new offense, right? Like he hasn't played much, and it looked like he was perfectly fine, right? Like that's what you like to see, like players stepping up and playing their role. But it definitely got to give him more minutes, right? Even if he's not getting as much minutes, but it got to give him more minutes that he's getting than recently, right? Like he got to get like after that game, it's like Spo, you got to play him, right? Like you got to play him. And honestly, I talk about, let's add this player, let's do this, let's do that. Dude, I don't want to add nobody. Amir, I don't want to add nobody to this team. I don't want nobody disrupting this team. I don't want nothing. I just want our guys to continue to keep balling. You know what I mean? Like that's all I want. So I don't think Coach Spo does give him the minutes. I really don't. I don't think he will. Does he deserve it? Yes. I don't think he does, though.
Do you think he deserves it after tonight's game to get more minutes over Nico?
That's another problem. Remember, I brought that up, right? I said, listen, dude,
if he's not playing good, switch him. Yep, you said.
Yeah, I said switch them, but they love Nico so much, and it's just like they'll never ever bench him unless he's injured or whatever the case may be. So I think that's a conversation that needs to be had, right? They are 2 different players. I will say Paleo's like more of a better defender than Nico and stuff like that, but Nico could play that point forward. He just hasn't played that up to really standard, and it is what it is. And people are not talking about it, Amir, because we're winning. Remember, because we're winning these games, they're not talking about it too much. But if we start losing, right, they're gonna start nitpicking the things, especially me. I'll start nitpicking them, and I already have been calling them out. And people call me a Jovic hater in the comment sections, and it's kind of funny to me because I'm just like it's not me being a hater. It's all the hype that came off this offseason, the extension, Coach Spo, watching him in those national games where he was balling out. They hyped him up all offseason. What was all offseason it was? It was Jovic. That's all it really was. It was nothing else to be talked about but him and him and him. So that's the only reason why. Like, okay, you had all this pressure now. Let's ball out, right? Jaime had a lot of pressure. We pushed Jaime. Dude, there was a point in time where I'm like, dude, I'm done with Jaime, bro. Like, if he's not playing this year and he plays like he did this the season before, I'm good. Don't extend him. But guess what? He came out 6th man of the year candidate easily, and he's just proving everybody wrong. And that's what Jovic needs to do. But I don't want to be negative. I'm proud of this team. I love this team right now, man. Right now, because this team stresses me out. But yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about Nico yet because again, he's a role player and he's making what 12 million or whatever it is a year. Like he got that 50 million 4-year deal, whatever it was. Like he's a role player. role players are inconsistent. Like
Yeah.
that's why you're a role player. Like you're a bench player. Like you're not a star. You're not an all-star. Like so I don't have super high expectations, but I expected though that his confidence, and you saw he was in the lab, right? Like there's some guys they do put in the work, right? And it doesn't always translate, or sometimes it does. So I've been critical. I made a video too saying like I made a video, a new series, basically whose stock is up and whose stock is down, right, for the Miami Heat. And I said Nico's stock is technically down based on last week. I'm doing it week by week. And I'm saying it's down because he hasn't really taken that leap yet. And he's getting a bigger opportunity, bigger role, especially with Tyler Hero injured right now. Like, and now Norman Powell is also out tonight. Like I looked at his statistics and he's only averaging one more point than he did last season. He's averaging one more rebound, like half an assist. Like he should be taking a leap right now, right? Like especially with Tyler and other guys out. So like not to hate on him, but he's still young. He's 22 years old, but he's not playing to his standards of what we expected, right? So we got to call him out for it. Like I'm not gonna. Doesn't mean I hate him, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yo, drop the link. Martel wants to join. So it's funny, Amir, because I'll continue to keep talking, right? So 4 games, small sample size, right? I do think this number goes up a little bit more, right? But Jaime this year is averaging 16 points a game. He's shooting 71% from the field. 71%. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.3 steals. That's what you call improvement, right? You go from 8 points a game to 46% from the field to 4.
It's 18, Trent. It's 18.8 now. After tonight's game, he's averaging 18.8 now.
Exactly, right? So, I mean, dude, if Jaime gets a 3-point shot, that's amazing, man. But I want to talk about Drew Smith for a sec, because Drew Smith doesn't get much talked about, right? But 5 points and 5 assists today. I mean, he's playing his role, Amir. You know what I mean? So this group is just like so fun. Let me look at the Heat schedule. I'm gonna look at this Heat schedule real quick. See what we working with. So we play. Ooh, okay. So we got a tough matchup, guys. Chat. We got some tough matchups, and this is gonna show if we're a good team. And I think we are a good team. But these are tough matchups right here. Chat. So we got the Spurs coming up, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets, and the Trailblazers. Those are tough teams. Those are really, really tough teams right there. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm interested to see.
For sure. What do you think about what about Bam's performance tonight? 26 points, 6 rebounds, 10 for 16, 3 for 5 from 3, man. If he can continue to hit threes at this rate, if he can shoot 35% from the field consistently, that's going to be game changing for this offense too.
100%. Yeah, I mean, dude, I praise Bam, right? I've been, not really talking about Bam because I mean, he hasn't shot the ball well this year. 36% from the field is not great, right? 4 for 13, 8 for 19, 5 for 15. They're not great performances efficiency wise, right? 19 points and 13 rebounds, but he was 5 for 15 against the Knicks. I didn't really think that was well, but today he showed out. 30 minutes of action, 26 points and 10 for 16, 6 rebounds and 2 assists. I mean, that's what I've been asking for Bam to do, right? I'm more of a scorer. That's why we're scoring so much points. Imagine if he does that on a consistent basis, we probably could score 200 points. Like, no, real stuff though, right? Like, if everybody else is playing so well and he putting up those numbers, that's just great, man. So I'm proud of Bam. I thought this was a good game. I thought so far 4 games into the season, he had 2 games, 2 good games and 2 bad games. So let's continue to play well. I mean, I think his numbers are 19. They're around that 19-10 mark still. It probably went up today, so it'll probably be maybe 20 and 10. But yeah, that's what you can ask for Bam. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, he's 21 points, 9 rebounds now. Guess what he's shooting from 3% wise now for the season? It's 4 games. Guess what he's shooting?
What?
39%. Definitely not going to last, but that's insane.
That's all you can ask for. Martel.
Yo,
Martel, buddy, what's up, man? Talk about this game. Talk about this offense.
Yo, we went in the chip, man. We gonna have that parade down Biscayne Boulevard. I'm telling you right now, y'all, bro. People laughed at me on YouTube. They laughed at me, told me to take my podcast down, told me that the Miami Heat suck. I told y'all, there's no way in hell that you have Tyler, Bam, Wiggins, Powell, bro. We have honestly, and like I said, obviously we didn't think we were gonna play this well. But in a weak East, with the players that we have on this roster, and we're not even talking about the second unit. You know, Fontecchio. Listen, Drew Smith, Trent, you were absolutely right. Drew Smith, he kind of reminds me of like Mario Chalmers. He's out there. He's gonna help facilitate, play defense, and really not make that many mistakes. And that's why he plays so much. But like I said, this Miami Heat team, we winning the chip. But then hold on. Before we even get into this, how many people we got like right in this building, Amir? How many people we got in the building?
Looks like across Twitter and YouTube it says 118.
Make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you guys go to Amir's channel, Team to Beat Miami Heat. Make sure that you guys go to Trent's channel, the Miami Heat Network. Hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you guys go to my channel, the Miami Heat Zone, and hit that subscribe button. We are going to be bringing some fire content coming up. We're gonna have a bunch of guests, live shows. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. But yeah, man, this team, they're not playing with nobody, and they're finally standing on their nuts.
Yeah, man, and that's all I asked for, man. Right, like that's all, right. And all off season, bro, there has been no type of content all off season. But all I've been preaching all off season, yo, this is a top 6 seed. This is a top 6 seed. This is a top 6 seed. And a lot of my supporters in the comment sections, yo, Trent, you're crazy. This is a bad team. Da da da. I say, yo, have faith. Yo, have faith. Don't worry. Don't worry. Watch. We lost game one. They're like, I told you so. I said, okay, cool. I didn't mind that loss, right? Like we was in it the whole game. Spo did bad decisions, didn't play well down the stretch, right? I said, all right, cool, right? We win another game. Then they said, okay, let's beat the Knicks now. Like our fans be doubting us, right? Because then it's like, all right, well, that was an okay win, but you're not gonna beat the Knicks. And then we go beat the Knicks, and it's like, all right, now it's a good dub. And it's like, all right, no Norman Powell, go win the game without him, and no Tyler. All right, we're gonna win the game now. It's like we're answering every single question, right? Like I'm just more impressed with us scoring 144 without your 220+ point scores on your team. Like, I don't think people realize how insane that is, right? Like,
Crazy.
I have this thing where I'm gonna have to back out because I'm on my phone. I'm gonna bring this stat to you guys real quick. Hold up. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, the Miami Heat. Well, let's talk about Jaime. You know, Jaime has the league's best plus 103 plus minus through 4 games. That's
Dude,
one.
he was plus 43 tonight, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah. Right? And then
Crazy.
so 121, 146, 115, and 144. That's how many points we have scored.
Yep.
That's just like I gotta go look at the Miami Heat updated stats. I just want to see how much our stats. I just want to see how updated it is.
No, but you're right. The fact that we're out here, bro, to think the past 5 years we couldn't even crack 90 points. We're going into the fourth quarter. We can't score for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. We're blowing third quarter leads. Like I
Oh, yeah.
said, God is good. The basketball gods have finally blessed us. We went, bro, all throughout all the jealousy, the envy, and the hatred that the NBA has done to us with the Dame stuff. Now you have Adam Silver. He's over here shaking in his boots before he has to go right before Congress. And listen, I'm not going. They better give us our first round pick back. Because once they give us that pick, we're gonna have 4 tradable first round picks. Guys, like I said, we're winning the chip this year. We're up. The Miami Heat. Honestly, I think that we're gonna be a top 3 seed. As long as
No,
we stay healthy and the fact
We
that we're
should
doing
be
this,
at
like you
this
said,
rate.
Trent. Huh?
At this rate, shit, we should definitely be a top 4 seed. I would say 100% at this
Yeah.
rate.
Top 4 seed. I don't believe in the Orlando Magic, even though they beat us. They're fraudulent. They haven't won a game since. Philly, I like Philly, them young boys over there. VJ and all them boys is balling, but at the end of the day, Paul George and Joel Embiid, they're not going to be healthy. Cavs, they're fraudulent. They're a great regular season team every year. The Knicks, we already stumped a mud hole in their ass. Like I said, I'm not really worried about nobody, bro. All gas, no brakes.
Martel, let me ask you a question, right? Because Amir asked me this. How do you feel about Jovic's play so far? Because me and Amir are not really impressed. And 2, what does Spo do with Paleo, right? Because he's not in the rotation, right? After today. Well, I mean, to see like a couple games, right? He's not into the rotation outside of injuries. And 3, I know Tyler's going to be inserted in the starting lineup, but do you think that's a mistake? Because I don't want to replace Davion because of his playmaking ability. I don't think there'll be less playmaking ability with Tyler and Norman on the court together. And you don't put Wiggins to the bench because that just doesn't make much sense. Norm is the big one, right? He can come off the bench, but he's just having a hot start to the season. Why would we do that? So Tyler's going to be the starter. We know that. But what would you do, right? Like, what are you doing in this position? I think Spo's in a tough spot.
So for the Tyler situation, okay, so you made a very good point. You got to keep Davion, Wiggins, and Bam on that court together. I say that because I know people are hating on Wiggins, but his defense, especially last game, he's blocking everyone's shot. He's ripping the ball from people. Like he's not doing all these big plays, but he's doing the winning plays, and especially defensively. So you have to keep the defensive trio of Davion, Wiggins, and Bam. All right, Powell, he gonna cook regardless. And it's like, I mean, you listen, you followed the Clippers when when Westbrook was over there. Powell can cook anywhere regardless. And I just think that even though he might not start, that's fine. He's still gonna get starter minutes. I'm gonna have Davion, Tyler, Wiggins, Bam, and Ware. I think that's a solid starting lineup. Also, too, you allow the bench to keep cooking because now you're gonna bring him to the bench. So you're gonna have Powell, Nico, Fontecchio, and Drew Smith. I honestly think that's a well balanced roster from the first and the second unit. The whole Nico thing, like I said, Nico goes overseas and then he wants to act like he's this all star, but then he comes over here and doesn't really stand on his nuts. My thing about Nico is, and this is about the whole team, they're all playing their roles. So the reason why Jaime looks so good is because they're actually playing him the right way. He is a him. Jaime and Nico are terrible half court offense guys. They can't play in the half court properly. They can't. Jaime looks so good because he's constantly playing in transition. He's constantly either cutting or driving to the basket. Yes, he hit a couple threes tonight, which is good, and he still needs to be a better shooter because you got to shoot in this NBA. But the reason why Jaime looks good is because they're playing him the right way. Jovic, it's hard because everyone has the ball right now, but I still think he's playing his role for the most part. And then what was your last question?
Paleo, he's out the rotation pretty much.
Khalil, got to stand on his nuts. Like I said, like Alonzo
No,
Mourning.
Pella Larson.
Oh, Pella. I mean, listen, Pella's a dog. The issue is you have so many guys on this roster, and as you can see, they're hungry. You could tell that these young guys, they want to run, they want to play fast. I think Bam, which you guys mentioned, Bam has been a great leader to really lead this team and hold them accountable. Um, when it comes to Pella, I mean, like I said, he's a great role player, just like all the other guys on the roster. It's just it's gonna be hard for them to find minutes because once Tyler gets back, it even gets even harder. But what I like is they're all playing together, they're playing for each other, and the ball's constantly moving. We might not be able to keep the pace for to game 60, game 70, because the legs get tired. But it's about the ball moving for me.
It'll be insane to keep up this pace right now because
It's about ball movement though.
the ball movement's been impeccable. Like
That's what it's about.
everybody's eating. We don't have a true star right now, and our all star right now is injured, Tyler Hero, and Norman Powell. Basically, at this rate, if he continues to play at this rate, which I don't know if he will with Tyler because his usage will be down, but he's playing at an all star level while Tyler's absent right now, which is huge. So Trent, we are averaging. Let's see, we are first in scoring this season, Trent, which is insane. I think we're averaging like 131.5 points per game. Number one scoring in the league. You know what we were last year, guys?
What?
25th at 110. We averaged
Yeah.
110. This is only 5 games or whatever it is. It's 4 games. I don't know if it's sustainable, but even if we score 120 points per game, that's still 10 more points than last season. We were bottom 5. Defensive rating right now, guys, we're number 4. Offensive rating, we're number 10. This is the first time since the Miami Heat were the number 1 seed with Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Max Strus with that team 4 seasons ago when we finished number 1, lost to the Celtics in that Eastern Conference Finals when Jimmy missed that 3. But that was the last time we were top 10 in offense. We're number 10 in offensive rating, number 4 in defense, guys. Like, we're not just doing it on the offensive end, but we're also continuing to do it on the defensive end, which is huge. And also rebounding. So I want to bring this up too real quick. Right now, we're 9th in rebounding in the league. Last year, we were 21st. Like, this hopefully can be sustainable. That's the key. Like, can we sustain? Can we continue to score? Can we continue to rebound? Can we continue to play defense? Right now, we're just hot. That's the thing. Like, Fontecchio's hot. Like, Jaime's hot. Like, people cool off, right? It's a long season. Like, is it sustainable? Do you guys think the scoring is sustainable? Martel, you mentioned we get tired after, playing this style 50, 60 games into the season. is it sustainable to you guys right now? Because we're
The
the
ball
number one
movement.
scoring team in the NBA. Like, I can't even fucking believe that. That's insane to me that we're number one in points per game.
It's all about the ball movement. If we continue the ball movement, I'm not worried about the pace because the pace is going to drop a little bit. And it's like what you said, they're really hot. However, if they continue to move the ball like this, think about it. We're getting the best shot possible every time. There was some
It,
crazy stat that said that, like, I don't remember how many players, but let's say like 5 players on the Miami Heat, they already have 40 drives to the basket. What is that
Yeah, it's
telling you? That they're
crazy.
playing in transition and they're playing the right way and everyone's playing to their strengths. Everyone's involved. Bam even told you guys, Spo's not even running plays. They're just out there hooping.
yeah,
It's
and
great.
another thing too is like Tyler being back. Like if there is a slump, right? Because at the end of the day, Amir did say this: they're role players for a reason, right? Well, we get our star player back, and he regular season wise, he puts up good numbers, right? So like I think we can still maintain something because we still got a really good starting unit. That's gonna put up a lot of points no matter what. Even if these role players, kind of cool down a little bit type stuff. But I want to respond to this dude's comment because we brought this up earlier. I don't know if he was here. I said it's not about scoring. It's not about scoring in starting lineup. We already got the scores. It's mainly just one, defense. Having Davion there already makes our defense better, but two, his playmaking ability is there. With Tyler and Norman, say if they do start together, there's not playmaking. Where's the playmaker on that in that unit? That's all. Like there's not like a lot of people can't create shots. Like Davion's giving us 5 to 9 assists every game. It's not just like, oh, it's one game or 2 games. He's given that playmaking ability, and that's needed in this league. That's why I always say I'm a Russ fan, of course, but I thought Russ would be perfect because he brings that ability to make your players look better in the sense of playmaking. He helps like get open shots. So that's why I said Davion needs to stay in the lineup. But I actually do agree with Martell, but just put Norman to the bench. Like I don't mind having Tyler at the 2 and Davion at the 1. Like I don't mind that. But we'll see. I mean, they get paid the big bucks, right? They got to make a decision. We don't know when Tyler comes back, but honestly, I don't think they should rush it. Remember, they were trying to rush the injury. We didn't know how we was going to start off the season, but there's no point of rushing that injury.
No, yeah. He looks happy too off the bench. He's cheering his teammates on too. Like he looks excited for his team.
No point.
Which I love that shit, man. Martel, do you think when Tyler comes back he's gonna disrupt the chemistry and all this shit? Because I think that's wild. I think you add a 24-point game scorer who's 25 years old in his prime, like I want Tyler Hero back on this team. Like, because the Fontecchios and the Nikos, even though I shouldn't say Nico because he hasn't been consistent, but the Fontecchio has been consistent. Jaime's been consistent. Those guys are going to fall off at times, right? People go through slumps. Even Devin Booker, even Jason Tatum. Like, some of the superstars go through small slumps. So we're going to need firepower. So what are your thoughts on Tyler coming back? Like, are you worried about him disrupting chemistry like some folks are saying on Twitter?
No, I don't know where they're getting that from because Tyler already proved to you guys that he could play off ball. I mean, the reason why I know a lot of people are going to point to last year, but he had to be on ball last year. Jimmy quit on the team. Who else is going to score? Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that now where you have a well-rounded roster, and that's what I keep saying, when you have a well-rounded roster, I don't think Tyler Hero's going to be fine because he's already been playing off ball.
Listen, guys, I got to go, but I appreciate y'all. We got to get some more live streams in. Mayor, keep grinding, bro. I've been seeing you drop a lot of content streaming. So is Martell. We're almost there, man. We putting those numbers back up, man. A long off season, long boring off season, but the season's here. We having a lot of fun. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll probably join the next live if Amir does go live in the next game. Before I do go, though, right, I do want a prediction real quick because we do got a tough schedule coming up, and this is going to answer a lot of questions. We play the best team in the Western Conference, second best team technically in the San Antonio Spurs this Thursday. And then we play the Lakers. I'm not worried about them, but we play the Clippers and Nuggets back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back, but we play them the 3rd and then the 5th. So those are going to be a tough stretch right there.
Yes.
If we win these games, man, like Martell says, I'm telling you right now, I'm taking that ticket to Miami. I'm going on. We taking that. We going to that parade. I'm telling you right now, Spurs has been unstoppable. So this game is going to be very, very fun. Hopefully we have Norman, but appreciate
we have the
y'all.
Wemby stopper though.
That's well, he better be the Wemby stopper because Wemby's coming different right now. Wemby's a little different right now. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all guys. All right.
We
All right,
stomping a
man.
mud hole in Webby's ass. Just watch.
Hey, so Martel, to answer Trent's question, so the next 4 at Spurs on Thursday. That's the big one. Can we win 4 in a row? But we're also then playing the Lakers, Clippers, and Nuggets before we play the Hornets again. So in that 4-game stretch, what do you think the Heat's record is going to be? So we have at Spurs. It's all road. That's tough. West Coast trip. So we have all on the road at Spurs, at Lakers, at Clippers, at Nuggets. What do you think? What do you predict? I say we go
Damn.
2-2.
I was about to say,
Realistically,
I think we go 2-2 with that one.
I mean, I'd be happy if we went 2-2,
Yeah,
right? Like,
no, because I mean, listen, we played when Castle's tough. Castle, and then they also go. Who's the guy that they drafted this year?
Dylan Harper.
Harp. Yeah, tough.
Fox is not even playing, and they're doing this shit.
You said what?
De'Aaron Fox hasn't even played the season yet. They're still
I
5-0
can't hear
or
you for
whatever.
some
4.
reason.
Can you hear me? That's on you then. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox has not played for the San Antonio Spurs yet this season, which is kind of crazy to think that the Spurs are still this dominant. It's because of Wemby, obviously. Castle's great. They have depth. They have Harrison Barnes. They have Dylan Harper. They have Devin Vassell. Like, they have a solid ass team. So I'm worried about that game. If we could beat the Spurs, that's going to be huge. So Venner says Miami is putting up 140 points in regulation while teams are going into overtime and putting up 139. Can you hear me, Martel?
Yeah.
So I'm just answering this comment real quick first, though, while you're out. So one stat I want to bring up real quick, Martel, to you too as well, and to you, Venner, who has been commenting in the chat. So thank you for your support. The Miami Heat scored over 140 points one time last season. One single game against the Pelicans, we had like 153 towards the end of the year. We've done that twice, Martel, 146 and 144. 2 out of 4 games, which is crazy right now. So unprecedented offense, right? That's insane. But Martel was saying De'Aaron Fox hasn't even played yet for the Spurs, and they're 4-0. Like that's kind of scary.
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro. They are tough with Castle. You have Harper, Wemby's playing out of his mind. Vassell. They kind of remind me, and I know it sounds crazy, but of us in terms of they're all cooking over there. They're all playing as a team, and Wemby's he's leading. However, Wemby's great, but with Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo, I'm hoping that we can at least slow him down to some degree. And I think that's where we might get the edge right there because big for big, like I said, Bam and Khalil Ware, I hope they can slow him down.
We'll see.
Denver, we always lose. However, we're a better, well-rounded team compared to the years prior. Like I said, this is a different Miami Heat team. You have Davion, which he's one of the best point of attack defenders in the NBA.
Right.
Wiggins, like I said, I know people are like, "Well, how come he's not dropping 20?" That's not what he's a glue guy in terms of he's a little bit over a high level role player. You know what I mean? I just think we have a better team. Obviously, Denver is a very hard team to play, but then we also have Khalil Ware. We're not as small as we used to be. So, like I said, I honestly think that if we can go 3-1, 2-2, I'll take that.
I'll take 2-2.
Clippers are, it's kind of hit or miss with them.
Yeah, we could. I think we'll beat one of the LA teams.
Yeah, Lakers, we're gonna cook them. No Braun, no who else? No Luca.
Is Luca still out right now? Like, I know he's missed
I don't
one
think he'll be
game.
back in time, but we'll see. And
The
even
game-
still, I'm not worried about that, man.
That
You
game's
think
on
Luca's
Sunday.
gonna be able to
but-
keep up with that pace? Get out of
Yeah,
here.
you never know. But the Lakers are still solid, obviously. Like, they're 2-2.
Without Luca and Braun, I don't want nah.
Yeah, we just got to win 2. I think we got to win 2, which is good. And then we need just to stay ahead of the race right now because there's other teams that are performing well. It's the beginning of the year, and I don't think it's going to last. But the Chicago Bulls are 3-0, and the Sixers are 4-0. Did they win today, the Sixers? I know they came back.
Yeah, they did 4-0, baby.
So they are 4-0. Okay, they were 3-0 before that. So
4-0.
yeah, we need to keep stacking up these wins right now early on, I guess, because the Cavs are 3-1. The Knicks are 2-1. It looks like Jalen Brunson got hurt tonight. I think I saw in a tweet. Not sure how serious it is, but
We have to win the games that we're supposed to win.
Right. which is what we're
That's
doing right
one of the
now.
biggest things for me. If we have a lead, if we're winning, there's no reason for us to fumble the game. And I think they're doing a better job at that, especially in that Knicks game. They didn't fumble the lead. They didn't fumble the game. Good teams, they don't fumble at the end of the game.
That's a good point. That was pretty much our only close game, except for the first game we did fumble because it was a clutch game on the road. First game of the season, against the Magic, tough team. Yes, they're not playing that great right now. Or the Magic right now. The Magic are 1-3. They haven't won since. They've lost 3 in a row, but they're still a good team. They're still a young team. They still have a lot of good players. But that was a clutch game that we didn't win, and then we thought like, oh no, here we go again. It's going to be one of those types of years where we blow double-digit leads. We didn't have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter in that game. We were up by 12, I think, in the third quarter, 8 in the fourth quarter. But to your point, against the Knicks, we didn't allow it to become a clutch game. We were up by 15, 16 points in that game. I think the closest the Knicks got were like 7 or 6, right? And then we just like kept bringing it back to double digits. So to your point, we were able to fight through that adversity and continue scoring in clutch time, which is what we've had trouble. Last season, we blew the most clutch games, right? We blew the most double-digit fourth quarter leads. Can't have that. And we were finding ways to lose last year. This year, we're not finding ways to win. We're just kicking ass right now, it seems like, which is great. Venner says, I think the Spurs are a slower version of the Heat. The Miami Heat is built just like the Spurs, faster. I agree. We got Goat James Kingdom in the building. Shout out. He said, great win tonight. Definitely a great win. I mean, I'm happy that we were able to pull it off. The Hornets suck, but we were without Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, right? So a win's a
Yo,
win,
but
right,
Johnny, I
Martel?
need some more. No, hold on. Hold on. But Johnny, I'm gonna need you to start talking about the Miami Heat more, bro. I'm gonna need you to listen. I'm gonna need some more Miami Heat praise on that big podcast you got now.
He's a Miami Heat fan, we know, but his channel is called Goat James
I understand
Kingdom.
that, but at the same time, listen, we stomping on people right now, and the NBA needs to know that, not just Miami Heat fans. The NBA needs to know that.
I think the NBA national media is starting to pay a little attention right
No,
now.
they will. They
You know what I
will.
mean? We just gotta keep it up. We gotta be consistent. We gotta win on Thursday night against the Spurs before Halloween. Martel, that's going to be a huge test right now. Early season test to see how good is our offense. Can we play offense like this against a very good defense? Because I know the Spurs are probably a top ranked defensive team. I'm assuming, right? Like, let's see what their defensive rating is real quick before we hop off. You think they'll win that game against the Spurs?
Like I said, we have the Wemby stopper, where he really gets up for that game. Bam and Ware defensively on Wemby. I'm not saying we're stopping him, but we can slow him down.
They're number
I
3 on
know,
defense.
I know he's on a roll, but this is
Yeah.
where and see, but this is where a veteran team in the Miami Heat can win these games. We need to bully those young boys.
For sure. So the Spurs defensive rating, Martel, is number 3. We're number 5 now. Stats are now changing, right, as more games are
But
being
even
played
still,
tonight.
listen, all them stats to me, if you're in the top 5, you're all the same because it's gonna constantly shift.
Yeah. Dude,
If
our
you're in the
offense,
top 5 of all these stats, we're all on the same level, in my opinion.
for sure.
Until
Right
we
now.
get to game 30, game 40, then we're gonna see.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Right now, it just doesn't mean much. But we're 7th in offensive rating. The Spurs are number 6. We're number 5 in defense. They're number 3. So this is going to be a very tough matchup for the Miami Heat and on the road as well, right? So we shall see, Martel. But I think that's it for me. Let's read one last comment before we hop off. I hate the fact that we're taking all these teams that have not made it to a playoff or even a championship in the last 10 years and talking about these teams versus talking about this team. That's how it is online, dude. That's like New York Knicks, Lakers, Celtics, Sixers, Warriors. That's all they're going to talk about, right, Martel? Like these national pundits and TV shows, and just everybody's going to talk about the bigger market teams. The Miami Heat are a bigger market, but they don't get the
And we don't
credibility that
have
they deserve.
and we don't have a
Yeah,
generational talent on our team. Like we don't have a Jokic, we don't have a Giannis, a Stephen Curry. So they're always gonna get
exactly.
the praise because they have the generational talents.
They
Yo,
do, and
but
we don't
real
have
quick though,
that.
how many people we got in the building again?
145 now.
Guys, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Go to Amir's channel. He's putting out great content every day. The team to beat Miami Heat. Stop what you're doing. Go make a new tab. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure then after that you go to Trent's channel. He's putting out literally. He has what, over like 100 videos so far, just on this year alone. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. The Miami Heat Network. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Then you hit another tab. Go to the Miami Heat Zone. That's my channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We're pushing to 8K.
Appreciate it, Martel. Thanks for hopping on, guys. And yeah, we'll be back hopefully live on Thursday post game, and it'll be another post game victory live. Hoping the Miami Heat can pull it off against Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. That's going to be a huge test, Martel. But I'm excited for this game, and this has been a fun season so far. And it's been fun watching basketball, and it's a lot better than last season. That's all I can say. Last season was rough. So thank you again, Martel. Appreciate the time as always. Again, don't forget to subscribe to all our channels. Thanks again.